Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues Arroyo, Episode 3. What last happened was the crisis of Umbra and the crisis of Maxsec. Umbra is located in our southwest Wazland, which was Maxsec before. We have made Wazland now a vassal of us, a puppet, as you would say. They help us, we give them food. They gave us weapons. So now we have a crap ton of guns, so basic weaponry, pipe weapons, yeah, that kind of stuff. We're nearly done making the basic lasers so we could hopefully get a little better after that. Riot control gears on the way up. Every one of our guys so far is a rioter. We will continue to make more every day. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. So, let's continue. Hope you're all doing well today. Please like and subscribe. Oh yeah, please tell me what you guys want. Also, anything you guys like, just any requests or anything like that. I fulfilled a lot of the requests, and the reason I couldn't fulfill all of them is because the mods broke. The last update, which sucks, but it's not really anybody's fault. Just, these people make amazing shit, and I love them to death for bringing the story out like that. And I wouldn't even be playing Hearts of Iron 4 without this mod. So. Winning market preferences. The Gunrunners, Van Graffs, Chop Shop, none lacked demand for their product. In order to make their sure Arroyo was the first in line, Chitsa worked tirelessly to build personal connection with many of the organizations around the wasteland. So we got 600 Special Forces kit. We have the ability to make full Special Forces people, but I still don't care. Because those are a crappy commodity sometimes. Although, because the end of armor being such a big thing, because their health is so low, we might fall back into using special forces and such. So, Baja joins the NCR. Great. So, waiting for the next crisis to occur. So, from following the list, we have Packers, Eureka, and Four-Way. Eureka will do influence. Packers will do influence. Four-Way will definitely do influence. So, we're not going to war with them over freaking NCR's BS. Did the Mojave Chapter 1. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Haha, Sons of Conga, eat shit. Bunch of raider people beat you. Arroyo is a paradise, built through the miracle of the Gek and the labor of Arroyan people. We're safe in Arroyo. We have plenty of Arroyo. So why, people wonder, why do we keep expanding? The reasons were clear at first. Our allies needed help. Since then, things have been less clear. Every day it becomes harder to justify our expansion and wars, but each day also brings more of it, trapping us in a spiral of ever-increasing involvement outside of our tribal home. Because if you don't bring the war to them, they're going to bring the war to home. There's nothing to be done. Stop being so naive, especially in this game. If you don't expand, you die. Wow, I got a lot of guns now. Winning market preferences. Does that mean I could... Yes. That is what that means. Aha! Who do we want to trade with? Vault City. Bastards. Ooh, we can go again. And again. Extorting Four-Ways. Four-Ways is a well-known trading town and the most commonly used route between Redding and Arroyo. While officially a neutral zone, a battle for influence over the region has been slightly steering over the past few years. Chitsa will make sure Arroyo wins that battle. So are we going to be doing influence or coercion? I don't know. Choosing a leader. Oh, it's time to do a different leader. Oh. Did I miss everything? There's not really much else I want out of this besides that deep warrior training. The doctor, Dmitri, will show an outsider's worth as a council. Is that considered? Yep. The doctor is in. Dmitri was glad to see that the tireless work to integrate himself into the Arroyo tribe was beginning to pay off. He began to work in earnest at the meeting adjourned, keenly aware of whatever funding he needed for research or construction projects was now his. He's about to do some bad things. Pretty much Vault City saying, hey, we're going to be joining NCR soon. We're a bunch of douchebags. Esmeralda follows silence. More gangsters. Yeah. 215th. Remember what she was capable of. Here, let's get these civilian factories going. Here, let's get... We can't do small. Damn it. I'm saving that political power, honestly, because I haven't been able to invest in shit around here. The bear economy. Cha-ching! These little bastards get influence over us. The Army Research Division. Some in the military see research as a tool only useful in the construction of more powerful weapons. Unlike his former teacher, Dmitri sees a purpose in war, but still maintains that Army research should be secondary priority. We have these puppets. Flames lick the sky. Yesterday, many of our villagers met the forest people, the Packers, for the first time. They awoke this morning to flames drifting up from the forest to their south. No doubt they thought a terrible accident. Hours later, they noticed a small band approaching their direction. Thinking they might be refugees from the fire, our people approached them with blankets, food, and water. The survivors tell us that that was when the slaughter began. While we still don't know the cause of the fire, or why the Packers had left their forest to attack us, we must respond to the situation in hand. Reports indicate that the battles extend beyond minor raids and have engulfed almost all of the communities among the forest edge. The Packers are attacking? What a bunch of bastards. Waz, how many men do you have? 11. Get into this fight. So... Oh, fuck. They attacked us with cruel, so why not do the same back?
Hello, sir.
Push them back. How many do they have? 14. Little fucktards. Are you getting involved? Yeah, you supposedly are.
Had enough?
The Doomsday Druid. There isn't much point documenting the man's ramblings here. He talked for hours on end, most of the time spent lamenting the burning forest, identified as a clear sign of the end times. While he's the first we've seen of this type of doomsday preacher, we doubt he's alone. On one hand, it would be a sound plan to make an example out of him. The doctrine he preaches is no doubt would cause the Packer warriors to begin raiding our territory. However, a less threatening approach is warranted as well. If we manage to bring him on the side, he might be able to persuade other Packers that the fire wasn't our doing. Punish him for the role he played. Fuck that little man.
Hey,
Prove brutal tactics. Little fucktards. Prisoner test subjects. The MaxSec prisoners are by any definition the scum of the earth. They lucky that they still breathe after their various heinous crimes, making them perfect subjects for dubious medical tests. Many doctors would object to this, including at one point in his life, Dimitri himself, but the advances that could be gained far outweigh the ethical questions. Make sure that I'm not screwing myself over by doing this. Alright. Little fuck nugget. We just need to kick him off the border that we could hold until we get a little more on this. How bad has it been for us? 5 loss, 114 theirs. Can't spare much now. Fuck off. We need to get over there before they lose that spot. Hearts and minds. Fuck hearts and minds. The native packers will barely speak to our garrison, let alone give them any information we need. These groups were already extremely tight-knit, and the devastation brought to their homes has only made them more reclusive, most carrying small totems and trinkets around them that spend their time either hunting, gathering, or attend to their woodland homes. Our search for information in these communities must answer a few key questions. We still don't have a clear picture of what led to their attack or explanation for the flames that were sighted in the same morning. In a situation that complex as this, there are a number of ways to approach the issue. You know what? I'm willing to bet it was either Eureka, Grandpa Figley, or NCR starting shit because they know they're going to invade that area away. Might as well damage the tribes and also damage us at the same time. Let's think of a metaphor. Midnight kidnapping should help. Massive coercion. We're not friends. We're friends, not soldiers. Midnight kidnapping should help. Now that shit's funny. So coercion is at 25% now. We need to get 15 more.
hello, sir.
His first patient. Every now and then, Dimitri would think back to his first patient. He hadn't had a full-fledged doctor back then, only a student. Just experienced enough to take the lead on prescribing treatment, while far too novice to see a patient alone. The patient told Dimitri that he had been beaten by a gang of thugs in an alley near his home. Shocked, Dimitri and his supervisor saw to the man's wounds, gave him pain medication, sent him home. Dimitri, however, was outraged. While he wished to immediately report the attack, his supervisors dissuaded him, arguing Dimitri's job was to treat the patient, just as was another man's duty. But you can still report it. Even all these years later, thinking that the response infuriated Dimitri, how did that make any sense? How could someone be blind enough to simply rely on others to do the right thing? Isn't that attitude only treating the symptom rather than the cause? He knew that not every follower thought like his supervisor. Still, the day he'd shaken his faith in the organization that had trained him, setting him on his present course. The holier-than-thou attitude of the followers might be their downfall, but he wouldn't let it be his. Another day, another step forward. Hey, we're throwing prisoners into test subjects, so whatever. New warfare doctrine. The fog of war is a term commonly used to describe the confusion that permeates an organized conflict. Dimitri was by no means a military man, but by consulting with the Arroyan generals and officers, he had hoped to introduce a scientific level of precision into the Arroyan army. Thankfully, everything's working okay for us in this conflict.
What's up? Come on! Hey. Sir?
Who's attacking them? Oh, it's them. I don't care what they do. Let's add another unit there. Happy camp fucks. O'Brien. 297. Wazland has lost 210. And that's 17. How many people do they have? They should have a lot. The Battle of Hoover Dam. Oh yeah, these buttheads should build me a civilian workshop. Stop it. You know what? Screw it. Get in there. Let's end this quickly. Okay, what's a batch 30? That sounds stupid. Fostering ground support. Air power should primarily serve as the benefit ground forces. Careful training and clear communication is a key aspect of successful air superiority. You guys gonna build planes now? You guys were putting bones in your damn nose before. You're gonna create planes. Okay. Low pan solidifies control over she. God damn it. I was hoping that would turn different. I think we need to up the number of guys in each of those regiments. We've only lost 20 so far. We're doing fine. And now we have that building. Smoke grenades! Here, we'll end it right there with those two. Actually, just bring them out. They'll learn on the field. We're already almost close to Happy Camp. Creating air domination. Air power is often a neglected aspect of warfare in the wasteland. Few tribes have knowledge or understand the science behind it, let alone construct the plans. Thankfully, Dimitri's background has prepared him to find the personnel needed for an Arroyo Air Force. You're hilarious. Done. It's over with, assholes. Packers, okay. Interrogate prisoners.
Hello, sir.
Okay, let's get back to Arroyo. We have to reform. War's aftermath. After a grueling campaign, we finally managed to bring the Packers' territory under our control. The victory is more than harrowing, considering that we have not desired for this war to begin in the first place. We already know that fully retreating from this territory isn't a realistic option. The Packers' warriors have either been slain or surrendered, but retreating now would only allow them to prepare for a potential second attack. The warriors we have captured have been mysteriously silent on what caused the attack, as have the civilians questioning in the encampments we've uncovered. If we are to prevent a second Packers attack and avoid an even greater conflict, investigation of the Packers Society is a necessity, because in the darkest part of the Council Chamber hearts, they know they could just kill them all. A mystery. Our guys are leaving. We have all this. So. Wait for 50. We'll interrogate the prisoners, and then we'll... promote peace. That way we'll have more political power to figure out what the hell's going on. We need gliders. Shit. Retrofit old equipment. Small skirmishes over the past few decades have led to a sizable stockpile of old weapons in the Auroran army. Many be on the edge of functionality, but the concerted effort to repair them might work to the army's advantage. Little bastards. Alright. Survey the battlefield. We will interrogate prisoners. Dimitri's device. Dimitri smiled and lightly juggled the cold metal box. To the uninitiated, it appears nothing more than an odd contraption, marked by buttons and dials on the surface. To Dimitri, however, this piece of metal was a culmination of years of work. He had originally come across the idea during his time spent in Happy Camp with the Packers. It had been a hobby of his since then, tuning, fiddling, and tampering with devices and, by extension, the environment around it. Given the present circumstances, he now hoped to use the device on the land which had birthed it. The forest fire had scarred much of North Happy Camp, and wanton destruction that affected the Packers' psyche. Using the device to help regrow the forest could be seen as a useful gesture of good faith, creating trust between the wary people and Arroyo. The device was also fully modular, meaning that it could be used as a punishment of sorts. Tuned correctly, it could cause a destruction level of growth, overrun the settlements, perhaps even killing the slow and unlucky. They want the forest? Well then, we'll gain coercion with the Packers. I think I just need I need 2 more. Oh, I forgot about this part. Damn. The Great Tribe. Dimitri learned quickly that Arroyans have deeply proud people. They see themselves as descendants of one hero and being led by another. That pride may be ill-founded, but it could at times be at least odds with the reality. Despite the Gex work, Arroyo lacks serious economic power, especially when compared to the NCR. Bastards. We will bring these back up. We will be a powerhouse. The likes of... Never heard. Oh, yeah, Mojave chapter is not going to beat Caesar because they don't know how to. My research is just shit right now. Secure the border with the Packers? Yes. Siege of Hidden Valley. Wish I had some influence. I'd use it on that. Search in the graveyards. The army contingent sent to investigate the battlefield have made a number of surprising discoveries. First, evidence that indicates that each Paxer warband almost always included a druid who acted as the group's commanding officer. It is unclear if the druids were chosen for tactical prowess or by a fanatical devotion to some higher cause, but most were located in the rear of the warband, indicating that the warriors held them in high regard. This is probably all we will be able to glean from the battlefield, but our investigation then knows a number of small warbands still active in the region. We could order our soldiers to track them down, potentially preventing them from becoming further threats. However, there is no guarantee of strategy paying off. We'll use this to understand them. We must continue the search. We'll use this to control them. Control them. Now we're up to 40% on coercion. It'd be like investigate the Packers. We'll do that again. See what happens if we get 50% on that. Because I will roll back through and fuck them up if I have to. Interrogation report number 21. So far, our interrogations have suffered from a lack of focus. During the war, the enemy soldiers who surrendered were brought into makeshift camps set up at Grant Pass. Jailers from Maxac were brought in to oversee the camps, but were surprised by the lack of escapee attempts. Most prisoners sat, defeated, and dejected. Though their quarters mindlessly taking the meals offered, they rarely made conversation even to each other, making our interrogations an awkward affair. Officers aren't sure if they should get under the skin or try to appeal to their homesickness. Whatever approach we choose will no doubt dictate the information we manage to extract. Offer amnesty? Oh, fuck that. Threaten violence. Interrogation report number 146. It wasn't easy to break through our prison's mindless pondering. Our investigators originally theorized that their inattention was a trained defense mechanism, taught to make them restraint to torture. However, after we managed to communicate with the prisoners, we learned that their perception of the situation couldn't be further from reality. These warriors have been brainwashed to believe that surrendering to the enemy is sacrilege, and that any who do so will be punished by the Packers' forest spirits. This is a tribalistic nonsense, but these lies seem to have the tight hold on most Packers warriors, and it seems that a group of these Druids are the source of the fanaticism. We will investigate the matter further. Eliminate the fucking Druids. Alright, next one. So, school building. Arroyo on top of a hill. Road building. Flourishing society. Oh, I have to get advanced generator to do that. Clearing forests. A number of outlying forests in the region only serve to hamper population growth. Normally, they are simply bastions for mutated creatures or bandits, if not reclusive ghoul hideouts. We have the opportunity. Let's up our rioters. How many? Okay. We need 40 more manpower, but we have everything else, so we'll do that. And we'll... Can't up our well-equipped army, unfortunately. Or our wasteland militias, sorry. What I can do is invest in plant cultivation.
Hello?
Glider. Motorized flight. Secure borders with them. Let's see what happens if you get to like close to 100 as possible. Orak is fighting the den. Oh, hey, can we go back and do this one? Batch 30. After numerous iterations of the basic glider, our researchers have invented a streamlined apparatus. While still outpaced by more advanced planes, what is now being called Batch 30 combines sense of manufacturing with increased weapons and reliability. I guess it helps me against all these guys. Because none of them have planes. Secure that border. At Utah's burning. Got our losses. Secure the border. Coercion 100%. Because we could just kill them all. Common energy weapon. Sounds like a good idea. Smoke grenades! So we got all that done, which is good. Now let's do Pioneer kits. The wasteland is changing and we must change with it. Especially with Linnaeus winning. The rise of the rain gambling. Corn has become a staple crop of Arroyo since the Chosen One's early days. While Arroyan farmers long sought to only maintain sustainability, an increase in soil fertility and farming advancement has led to a massive boom. In recent years, Arroyo has ever begun to export the crop, inviting external revenue from outside sources. However, success breeds speculation, and rain gamblings have taken a hold of most Arroyan villages. The premise is rather simple. A person or a small group known as arbiters run bars in the community. Community members arrive at the arbiter's bar and individually purchase betting cards. Each card contains a small range of expected total rainfall, within each range having a limited number of cards. Community members may buy betting cards off each other, sometimes leading to a massive bid war for particularly valuable ranges. At the end of the season, profits are distributed using the totals in the betting pool, with the arbiters taking their cut. The swell of rain gambling bars in the recent months have worried Dimitri. He has little problem with harmless gambling, but the value of betting cards have led to a slew of robberies and thefts. Dimitri education has made him aware of the dangers of gambling, further increases his desire to crack down, yet rain gambling does seem to have become a staple of Arroyan village life, and many attempt to limit it might provoke backlash from the farmers. Okay, that's just commodity trading. That's the shit you go to Chicago. That's the hell's that? Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd movie. Trading Places. Confiscate the bars and betting pools. We should. Tax the betting cards. It's probably fine as let's just tax the damn things. At least we get something out of it. Agricultural expansion. That's pretty good. We'll do that. The ever-growing population requires a wider base of agriculture to draw from, and the newly created land could act as a perfect base for it. Almost there for that one. We get this one done, the next two have an increase. Sounds wonderful. Oh, they're not gonna last long. I'm surprised the Iron Lions didn't fight them. Choosing a leader. Shit, we're not even gonna get that. Time has come to select a council leader. They will hold their position for 1 year, during which they will be tasked with obtaining a final review of council decisions. Perfect. So it's Nagor's or Dimitri could finish out his term. Oh, where did it go? Oh, she got picked. Damn it. I actually picked her. Shit. I don't even like her. Extorting four ways. Let's finish that. God damn it. That was a mistake. News from Eureka. Arroyans are shocked when they learned that a massive explosion in the rocky Eureka port yesterday. Most of them consider the smaller, relatively stable one, preoccupied more with the mercenary schemes than internal conflicts. This presumed attack occurred at the heart of the Eureka port, killing numerous fishermen returning home from a long day of work. Eureka's reliance on the sea for food production means that this was likely no accident, and instead the work of a hostile actor. Unlock influence coercion. We will gain coercion with Eureka. Okay. Shit. Let's get scrap shacks done. All right, we've built up. What? Oh my. Why would you do that? Holy shit. What happens if we actually go through with that? She is cruel. I mean, but we have other things going on right now. Jesus Christ. All right, so we have 75% coercion on Packers. We're good. So now we could choose to help them. So invest in Eureka, secure the border with Eureka. Let's keep securing the border with Packers. Without a hitch, Jitsa methodically closed the blinder, sweeping every spruing paper into its old plastic frame. She paused, smiled, and handed a nearby assistant a silver-lined cap. Without a word, the young boy smiled, nodded, and exited. He had been trained well enough, and he knew a cap like this was sign of good tidings, to be delivered to the same agent behind the contents of Miss Jitsa's binder. Jitsa, for her part, waited until the assistant exited before reopening the cover and clicking her lighter on. The plans and reports detailed were far too incriminating. No one could be allowed to know what she had ordered. She's the one that caused it. Whoopsie. She's a little bitch. Electoral deadlock in the NCR. Oh no. The Iron Alliance? Wait, which one's the Iron Alliance? They've joined with what? The BlackRock Federation. Who the hell's the BlackRock Federation? Oh, okay. Mesa Verde. That's interesting. So they're not even going to touch Caesar anymore. Maybe some... Nah, fuck that. Cha-ching. The reports of young Packers attacking our garrison troops have made it clear that our investigation was a failure. Whatever progress we made seems to have fallen short of fueling understanding and stopping the outbreak of a second war. Our one small comfort is that this conflict was lamentably one-sided. Their most experienced warriors were killed in the first war, and our mapping of the Packers' forest homes have reduced the advantage they once held. While this may not only act as a setback for Arroyo, it will most likely permanently cripple the Packers' tribe. Uncovering the truth. What? I don't want this. Uncovering the truth. It was no easy task, but we did manage to fully uncover the truth of Packer society. Their seemingly harmless semi-nomadic communities were in truth overseen by an elite ring of druids. These druids oversaw a woodland religion that came to infiltrate almost every aspect of Packer life, turning a naturally reclusive people into religious fanatics. The tribal religion ostensibly promoted a strong respect for nature, but in reality was used as druidic elite to accumulate power. Grandpa Figleaf's arrival marked a shift in their goals. He was already close to so many of them, and slowly managed to convince the inner circle that Arroyo posed a serious danger to their power. So the night before the attack, a small group began a quick fire to quickly spread through the northern of Happy Camp. The inner circle issued a unanimous proclamation, and hours after, Arroyo was responsible. From there, the rest is history. Actually, they had some good ideas. Damn. Oh, I didn't read this one. All eyes on Four Leaves, or Four Ways. While the NCR has begun to fully take on the mantle of truly California Republic, Arroyo has grown to consolidate most of the southern Oregon. Both nations, with their slowly growing empires, have focused on Four Ways as a potential source of economic support, a natural junction for traders traveling from Oregon to California. Four Ways provides safe harbor for weary souls, taking a generous cut of the proceeds. Despite their amassed wealth, Four Ways is slowly being torn in two directions, towards the powerful NCR in the south and the upstart Arroyo in the north. Arroyo will prevail. No fucking shit, they will. So, Packers. They're still puppets. Young Jim. So we have to somehow get the influence in Four Ways up. Everyone's always at war. Uh-oh. She might join New Mariposa. Because when she's in charge... I don't know. That one. Gamoran's Legacy. It's like, hey, take our people. Betty. Okay, what next? Oh, we can do warrior training now. Oh, that's good. Deep warrior training. A warrior's body is not their only weapon. Chitsa's plan to design and introduce a number of mental training regimes aimed at improving our fighters' ability to perform under stress and resist enemy interrogations. Okay, so we need to invest in Eureka. And the next one is invest in Four Ways. Oh, they're fighting Plymouth now. Wow. Get brick housing. Have we worked on... Okay, we need to work on further upping our scouts. Spec op divisions. Game over. Okay. Since the issues, we'll just hold on a second. I actually need to hold off on doing these so I can build up the political power. But since the Packers issue is pretty much done with, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope hope to see you guys for the next episode of Arroyo, which will probably deal with Eureka and Four Ways. Things are turning crazy around here. And, well, yeah. Hope you have a good rest of your day. So long, and ta-ta.